A quorum is present. I will now call this meeting to order. It is 5:30 p.m. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. I will now turn the floor over to Ms. Anna Lara, Director of Early Head Start, who will present training to governing body members on their roles and responsibilities, legal and fiscal, for the Early Head Start program.
Thank you. My name is Anna Lara, and I am the director of Galena Park ISD Becker Early Head Start. And today I will present to you some information about Early Head Start leadership and governance systems. So we'll get started. Early Head Start is a division of the Administration for Children and Families. And the two documents that you see on this slide are the foundation on which Head Start programs design and deliver comprehensive, high-quality services to children and families. One of them is the Head Start Performance Act, and the other one is the Head Start standards. So what is Early Head Start? Early Head Start is a federally funded program. It was set in motion back in 1965 as a 6-week pilot project. So the project was designed to break the cycle of poverty by providing children of low-income families with a comprehensive program that would meet their emotional, social, nutritional, health, and psychological needs. The pilot project was successful and it was transformed into a formal government program. Early Head Starts came on board in 1995. And just 4 years after that, Galena Park ISD applied for the Early Head Start program, and we have been successfully operating since 1999. This slide is to highlight the age group that we service. It is infants and toddlers. And that image in the center is to represent how Early Head Start collaborates with parents and incorporates them into the overall functions of the program. So let's talk about the Early Head Start services. Early Head Start is a year-round program, and we provide a full-day childcare services in an educational setting, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Nutritional services, children who are enrolled in the program receive breakfast, lunch, and snack. Supplies such as diapers, wipes, pull-ups, etc. Transportation services through the Galena Park ISD Transportation Department. Community resources and referrals, health and dental case management, family engagement, and fatherhood opportunities. Families who qualify for Early Head Start services have access to all of these at no cost to them. So how do you become eligible? So eligibility is based on mostly 3 different factors, one of them being age, address, second, and income is the third one. So the children must be ages 0 to 3 in order to qualify for the program. They must reside within the Galena Park ISD service area, and the family must be at or below the poverty guideline. Selection of children is prioritized by the highest points from the selection criteria established for the year, so the higher the need, the higher the points. Here are some more images of children engaging, socializing, exploring, community engagement, and family engagement. So we'll talk about budget. This program applies for a new grant every 5 years. We are in the 2019 through 2024 grant cycle. However, we must submit a continuation grant on a yearly basis, and we also apply for any supplemental grant opportunities available. This year, we applied for the continuation grant, cost of living assistance, quality improvement, and the child care relief grant through the Texas Workforce Commission, and all grants were awarded. Leadership and governance. Head Start believes in inclusive leadership and shared decision-making. Therefore, governance of this program is divided between Board of Trustees, Policy Council, and Early Head Start management staff. This is the wheel, the Head Start Management System wheel, and this wheel helps us visualize how leadership and governance fit into the overall picture, and we see the different functions and systems that work together to inform and influence the program service delivery. The ultimate goal is to produce quality child and family outcomes. This image shows the three governing systems and their roles. Governing body exercises legal and fiscal oversight. Policy Council assumes responsibility for the program direction, and management staff assumes responsibility for the day-to-day function and operations. Composition of each one. Governing body expertise is required in the following: fiscal, education, and legal. Other members can be community members. For Policy Council, the majority must be Early Head Start parents. Others can be members of the community. Keep in mind that while Head Start program leadership is an inclusive process, the ultimate responsibility lies with the governing body. So here are some of your key responsibilities. It includes reviewing and approving all funding applications, financial audits, operating budgets, self-assessment, and result or follow-up activities from federal monitoring reviews. Here's some of what you see, whether on a monthly or yearly or regular basis. I'm only going to click on the first one as it will be the most familiar to you because it does come every month. And this is a summary of the program that is inclusive of expenditures at the end of each month. Policy Council is responsible for providing program direction, and some of their responsibilities include approving and submitting items to Board of Trustees. That includes decisions regarding program activities, funding applications, program recruitment, selection, and enrollment procedures. And they also participate in any or all of the Early Head Start staff hiring interviews, and they will make recommendations for hire as well. Management staff. We are responsible for implementing policies, developing procedures, supervising other staff, monitoring compliance, and sharing reports with Policy Council and Board of Trustees. This is the page that if you ever have any questions regarding Head Start, you can visit. It is the ECLIC, Early Childhood Learning and Knowledge Center. It has abundance of resources and information regarding Early Head Start and Head Start programs. And that is the end. I hope that I was able to provide you with some useful information. Does anyone have any questions regarding the presentation?
Do you still currently have a waiting list?
We do. Yeah. Our wait list always remains at above 90. Yeah. And we service 64 children at a time. I think currently our wait list is 107. Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
That's great.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Lara.
Thank you.
I will now turn the floor over to Ms. Holly Malloy, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction and Professional Development, who will present information regarding the Teacher Incentive Allotment. The TIA was created by the Texas Legislature as part of House Bill 3 to provide a pathway for top teachers to earn six-figure salaries and to help attract and retain highly effective teachers at traditionally hard-to-staff schools.
Good evening, President Stevens, Board of Trustees, Dr. Moore, and Cabinet. So Galena Park is going to take part in the Teacher Incentive Allotment. This is our application year, and so tonight I'm just here to inform you of some of the details of the program. So House Bill 3 established a Teacher Incentive Allotment to recognize teachers on 3 different levels, and these designations will generate additional funding for these teachers. The levels are recognized, exemplary, and master, and really the two goals of the teacher incentive allotment is retention and recruitment. It gives teachers that realistic path to a competitive annual salary, and it's to incentivize teaching at some of our challenged campuses. Here are the key points for TIA. We will develop our local designation system and designate high-performing teachers. We will receive additional funding based on if they earn this designation. We will receive greater funding for designated teachers who work on rural and high-needs campuses. 90% of the funding must go to teacher compensation on the campus where the teachers work. And our plan has to be approved by TEA as well as the Texas Tech University that'll approve our designation system. So these are your 3 levels that a teacher can earn. They are not easy to earn, but they can be recognized, exemplary, or master. Recognized designations will be achieved by approximately 30% of teachers across the entire state of Texas. So not 30% of Galena Park ISD teachers. Exemplary go to about the top 20% in the state, and you'll see masters is only about the top 5% in the state based on our designation rules. So you see the amounts listed at the very bottom, the $4,469 to $8,473. Those are actually our amounts in Galena Park ISD if a teacher were to have earned that designation this year. The amounts change yearly, but currently our school, so Havard is the least socially economic disadvantaged campus, and if you had a recognized teacher there this year, they would have earned the $4,469, and Cloverleaf is our highest economically disadvantaged campus, and they would have earned $8,473 for being a recognized teacher. And you can see how high these amounts go up to with masters. But like I said before, the designations are hard to earn, and you can see the amount of money involved and the difference in our campuses. And also note, it's good for 5 years. If they earn this designation, they receive these funds for 5 years. So the requirements to be part of the program. Pathway 1 is easy for a teacher if they have their National Board Certification Program, which is a difficult program to receive a certificate for. They would automatically be a recognized teacher. Currently, we do not have any teachers in the district with this certification. Pathway 2 is what we're going to work on this year. We're going to create a local teacher designation system. And the 2 big pieces of the system are going to be teacher observation. It'll be part of our T-test program, and student growth data. Those are the 2 main pieces. You can include additional requirements. We have to submit this to TEA and, like I said, Texas Tech for their approval to make sure that our system is at the level it needs to be for these teachers to have earned these designations. Here's our timeline for this year. You can see currently we're going to create the application this year. It is due on April 13th. We'll be notified by August of next year if it was correct. So next year will actually be our data capture year, where we'll measure the student growth and we'll measure the teachers by their T-tests. November of 2024, we turn in that data. The final designation will be in April 2025. So although we're applying this year and our data captures next year, they actually wouldn't receive their first payment until September of 2025. So tonight I'm just kind of giving you the details about the program in general. I'll be reporting back to you probably in January and again in May as we create our plan and give you the details of the Galena Park ISD plan. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I was excited when I saw this. My first question, were the teachers involved in the development of this system?
That is part of our application process to include
Okay,
local stakeholders.
so they will be involved?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not like a grant, so there won't be a contingency plan or something
No, ma'am.
for them, okay? And who determined the amount?
The amount's determined by TEA.
Okay, the state did
Yes,
that.
and there's
okay.
a website, you can Google TEA, TIA, and it'll show you a funding map. It'll show you exactly how much each designation at each campus in the district will receive.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Can I have a question also? Okay, you said campuses such as Cloverleaf, and you mentioned another campus. So only those campuses
Oh, I'm
are?
sorry. No, let me explain. So I gave those two amounts on the slide that's in front of you. All of our campuses are somewhere in between those amounts.
Okay,
But the lowest a teacher could receive would be if they were teaching at Harvard, and they would receive, if they were recognized, the 4,469.
Right.
Every other campus in the district is somewhere in that level, and then the highest is Cloverleaf at 8,473.
okay. Another question. Let's say that that teacher earned, say, a master teacher, and that was designated on their teacher certificate. And you say that they're allowed to get it for 5 years. What about if that teacher transfers to another district? Is
Now,
it still?
The money, they will still have the designation, but the money they receive will be based on that campus where they work. So even within our own district, for example, if a teacher had masters at Harvard at 16,000 plus, and they moved to teach at Cloverleaf the next year, they would then be earning the 30,000 plus.
Okay.
And that was one of the goals, to retain the highly qualified teachers at the neediest campuses. And that need is based on the socioeconomic level of the campus.
Right, because I remember when we had career ladder, and that was,
Everybody kind of brings that up as we talk
yeah,
about
career
this.
ladder, because that was part of it, and it lasted, I don't know how long it was. It may have been 5 years, I don't remember. But I know that if you transferred to another district, that did not go with you.
Yes, so this will, anywhere in the state of Texas. So for instance, if a teacher, we're part of cohort F, if I didn't tell you that previously, so there's been, A through E already. If a teacher has earned it in one of the other districts that are already part of the program and they come
Right,
here, the
okay.
funding will come with them.
That's good.
One other question about the national certification program. We currently don't have any teachers that have that.
Correct.
Is there a grant, and how long is that program in order for some of our teachers to accomplish that?
Currently, we don't have grant funds to help a teacher go through the program. That is part of the application process that we're going to look at. But it is a very difficult program, similar to earning a master's degree.
Holly, I have a question about the National Board Certification Program because I'm not that very familiar with it. Can you just give a little highlight on exactly what that is?
I am not as familiar as I should be either, but what we have researched was the difficulty level, because we thought, oh, that'd be an easy way for teachers to be part of the teacher incentive allotment, but it is not an easy way. Like I said, it's been compared to earning a master's degree as the amount of time and hours it takes to earn that certificate.
So like taking courses, et
Yes,
cetera?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
Any other questions? I'll be reporting back to you as we go through this application process.
Thank you, Mrs. Malloy. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 5:48 p.m. To order. An executive session of the board will now be held on the matters contained in the notice for this meeting as authorized by Section 551.001 through Section 551.084 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter concerned in such closed or executive meeting or session, then such final action, final decision, or final vote shall be at either this public meeting upon the reconvening of this public meeting, or at a subsequent public meeting of the board upon notice thereof, as the board shall determine. A closed or executive meeting of the board will now be held. The time is 5:51 p.m. Executive session is adjourned. The board is now in open session. The time is 6:03 p.m. The Board of Trustees of Galena Park Independent School District is now convened in a regular meeting on Monday, October 10th, 2022, in the Administration Building of Galena Park Independent School District, the address of which is 14705 Wood Forest Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77015. The time is 6:03 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Galena Park ISD Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, and personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by Section 551.071 to 551.084, inclusive of the Texas Government Code. I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for the interest in the Galena Park Independent School District. We have no public comments for posted agenda items today. We have no public comments for non-agenda items today. Tonight's invocation will be presented by Board Member Ramon Garza. The pledges to the American and Texas flags will be led by North Shore Middle School LOTC Color Guard. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags.
Please bow your heads. Loving and gracious God, we are indeed the giver of all good gifts. And we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcome of our school events, and for all our staff members, both the teaching and the support members. We ask you to bless them abundantly as we continue to see your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in our leadership. Give us the insight to lead with integrity, that our decisions may reflect what is right and good. Dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and say. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. We will now move on to this evening's special recognition portion of the agenda. Dr. Moore.
All right, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody. You know, October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You can get my pink tie on. I would encourage all of you guys to participate in that. We have some recognitions tonight, and you know, before we get started, we're excited to have you guys come to our board meetings. And you know, it's been 3 years since we've had full houses, month after month after month. So it's great to see everybody back. Sharonda?
Good evening. Board Secretary, Ms. Norma Hernandez, would you please assist with tonight's recognitions? At this time, we will recognize Microsoft Teals Technology Education and Literacy in Schools program. Galena Park ISD recognizes Microsoft Teals for their participation with the GPISD Career and Technical Education program. Representing Microsoft Teals is Regional Manager Tanya Davis and Teams Technical Specialist George Diaz. Would Mr. Toby Castro, Ms. Natalie Pantee, and Dr. Joe Coleman please join them on stage. Mr. Castro is our Director for CTE, Dr. Coleman is our Principal for North Shore Senior High School, and Ms. Pantee is the teacher who works directly with the TILS program. GPISD students are expanding their knowledge of coding, software development, engineering, and programming development. What an exciting opportunity for our students. Thank you for your industry insight. You are truly appreciated. Thank you. Next, we will recognize 2 community partners for being named to the 2022 Texas Association of School Boards Media Honor Roll. First, Mr. Gil Hoffman, publisher of the North Channel Star, the weekly newspaper serving the North Shore region of Texas. Mr. Hoffman, would you please join us on stage? The Media Honor Roll recognizes media representatives statewide for fair and balanced reporting of news about public schools. Mr. Hoffman, we truly appreciate you. Thanks for all you do. And now we will recognize Mr. Alan Jamil, freelance writer and photojournalist. Mr. Jamil was also named to the 2022 Media Honor Roll by Galena Park ISD. Mr. Jamil, thank you for sharing the good news about Galena Park ISD, and thank you for being a valued community partner. Congratulations, Mr. Jamil. Next, Galena Park ISD will recognize Brian Hernandez and Fernando Torres from North Shore Elementary School for participating in the Education in Action Summer 2022 Lone Star Leadership Academy. Would North Shore Elementary School team members please join them on stage? These young leaders were selected for the Academy based on academic success, leadership ability, and educator recommendation and involvement in school and community activities. We are so proud of each of you. Thank you for representing Galena Park ISD, and we look forward to seeing the impact of your leadership in the future. Lastly, we will recognize 6 GPISD Billboard Campaign student participants. These 6 outstanding students were selected by their principals to serve as models in our A-rated Billboard campaign. The students are Spencer Jenkins from Galena Park High School, Emily Munich from Havard Elementary School, Juliana Longoria from MacArthur Elementary School, Leah Chanette from North Shore Senior High School, Darius Cotton from Galena Park Middle School, and Pedro Carlos Verduzco III from North Shore Middle School, who couldn't join us this evening. These model students took time out of their busy schedules to assist with the billboard and to celebrate the success of GPISD. Thank you, students, and we hope you enjoy your very own commemorative billboards that you'll have for a very long time to enjoy. But thank you for participating, and this concludes the recognition portion of the board meeting.
Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this time. Does anyone have a comment at this time?
Yes, I do. I would like to acknowledge, I believe we have a Jacinto City Councilwoman here. Camilla Garcia, will you please stand? Thank you for coming out to visit. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
Yes. We attended a conference, the TASB conference, about 3 weeks ago, and it was very, very informative, and I was really, really happy to be a delegate this year representing Galena Park ISD. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Ms. Holly Malloy, Executive Director for Curriculum and Instruction, will present the academic spotlight with a video highlighting the curriculum and instruction program. Hello again.
Hello again. Good evening. I'm so excited tonight to give you just a little glimpse into the roles of the curriculum instruction and professional development teams of Galena Park ISD. Before we get started, though, I'd like to just recognize some of my team members that were able to join us today, as well as some of our video participants.
Yeah.
And with that, we will get started. Enjoy. Hello, I'm Holly Malloy, and I have the honor of leading the Curriculum and Instruction and Professional Development departments in Galena Park ISD. We believe every child deserves the highest quality education. Our job is to ensure the teachers of GPISD are equipped to meet the needs of each individual student. The Curriculum and Instruction team is committed to implementing a rigorous curriculum, relevant instructional materials, and exceptional teacher training. We provide an exemplary education that encourages all students to excel and perform at their maximum potential. Our goal is that every day, every student grows in confidence, curiosity, and capability. Let's have a look inside our schools so you can see for yourself.
In Galena Park Independent School District, all students are empowered to learn and achieve, gaining the knowledge for lifelong learning and the skills to shape the world around them. We believe that by engaging our students in exciting learning opportunities, we can ensure success for all our students. Let's step into the learning with our STEM and two-way immersion programs and our instructional coaching work.
STEM Lab is a space away from the traditional classroom. In this space, students are taught science, technology, engineering, and math, all in an innovative area that contains all kinds of things for them to build and explore with.
Some of my favorite things I like about STEM Lab are that it's fun, you get to work together with all your friends, and you get to just be yourself. I like that you get to express yourself and you get to show all your creativity.
It's like, I like about STEM Lab is being able to engineer things that you have never done before and learning new things. Basically just showing you the best ways to work with other people that's in your group or table.
Students had very creative ideas, so this really gives them the time to be creative, to collaborate with one another, to communicate their ideas, as well as really think critically. This is the space in which they can foster that idea of innovation and ingenuity.
TWI is a great program. I feel that it gives our English language learners the opportunity to be successful while still maintaining their native language.
I like being in the TWI program because I get to learn 2 languages, and it helps me also to talk to my family because I can talk Spanish to them and they can understand me much better.
I've really enjoyed being in the TWI program because it helps me learn a second language, Spanish. Not only does it help me communicate with my classmates, if they ever need help with an assignment, I can explain it to them in their native language. It can also help me in my future when maybe help me get jobs. Therefore, I can speak to someone who doesn't understand English, I can speak to them in Spanish.
Students can expand their, their horizons, just knowing that they can are biliterate in both languages. They're able to have better opportunities with different clubs, jobs, even with, I know this sounds silly, but even with helping their parents a little bit more, just because that's the community that we serve.
So today was a monthly meeting with our CICs, our campus instructional coaches. We meet with them twice a month, and we like to do some professional development, talk about what's coming up in our scope and sequences, plan with them, unpack standards, and ensure that they're ready to plan with their teachers. So there's a lot of changes with the new STAR redesigned, so we want to make sure that we communicate those changes to our coaches so they can see the instructional implications.
We spent a lot of time looking at different assessments, items that we're going to have in our new STAR. We also spent a lot of time looking at the data behind all of that so that we can take it back to our campuses and really dig deep with our teachers to help our students be successful.
I am very grateful for the opportunity to come and meet with other ELA coaches. When we come to meetings like this, you hear about how other people do it and how they implement district expectations back on their campus, and it just gives us a lot of different ideas.
We are so grateful that we get to meet with our coaches twice a month. It allows us to spend time with them and coach them and provide them support. And this is really going to help them be stronger coaches and support our teachers. And at the end of the day, this impacts student success, and that's our goal.
Galena Park ISD is committed to providing well-prepared graduates ready to achieve their goals in higher education as well as their future career pursuits. With real-world challenges embedded to classrooms, students experience struggles and success, which ultimately build stronger members of our community. Let's take a look at how STEM girls, 8th grade CCR classes, and career preparation students promote college and careers.
One of the reasons that I love that this is just a girls' STEM club is because they are so underrepresented in the scientific mindset. They're so capable and they bring a different outlook, which is something that I want to help these girls see. You can be an engineer, you can be a scientist, you can be a mathematician, and you bring perspective and you bring greatness even though you're different from other people.
To me, it means helping other girls my age like STEM, because STEM is considered a male field in the workplace, and I like making sure that other girls know that they can do it.
I think it's amazing to have young women that want to learn more and they're so excited to learn more. They can learn to be advocates for themselves, they can learn to communicate with each other and see the benefits of different perspectives and just work together. It's so awesome that I get to meet with these girls outside of school so that way I can build relationships with them and just show them the world that is.
The Career Prep program provides students that walks all different types of lives in order for them to have the opportunity to utilize work-based experiences. We have the library that we have 2 student aides that are library aides and are actually gaining the skills to become an assistant. We also have students that are working on becoming a distributor, delivering packages that are coming in and out of this campus. We also have students working those copiers. So we actually have students providing that service, learning that service, what to do and what not to do in those type of settings. This course will allow these students to develop more of those soft skills. For instance, resume building, mock training sessions, as we see here today. Those type of skills actually help these students better communicate their needs, make sure they open doors for those opportunities that they're striving for.
CCR, short for College and Career Readiness, is an opportunity to expose our 8th graders to what's to come in the next 4 years. So we talk about their endorsements and available programs of study in high school. We talk about all their options after high school. We talk about career options and various outcomes that they have in front of them. So we do research projects on careers, learn about writing resumes and interviewing skills. And at the same time, we also dive into argumentative writing and teach them how to communicate in a way that will serve them in the future.
Well, CCR prepares me for high school and beyond that so that I can know what I want to do. And so whenever I get there, I don't have to keep switching. And by the time I get to college, I already know what step I want to take.
They really get exposure to some of the real life things that are going to come up for them. And I think it's one of the only classes, and it's super important, that kind of gives them that opportunities to think about themselves as adults and start to develop a plan for where they want to be and where they want to go and how their education will help get them there.
The mission of the Galena Park Independent School District is to prepare students to become productive citizens and lifelong learners. We work to inspire and empower all students with skills to successfully live in a rapidly changing world, to lead extraordinary lives and embrace the possibilities of the 21st century. Let me end by showing you exactly where our work leads. I hope you enjoyed our spotlight. The ending, of course, is my favorite part because that is where our work leads. I'd like to thank the communication team for helping me put all that together. I couldn't do it without them. Thank you.
That was awesome. We now come to the business portion of tonight's meeting. We invite and encourage you to stay for the remainder of the meeting. However, if you need to leave early, we understand. This is a convenient time to do so. We appreciate your attendance. Please come again. Harold Sonny Fletcher III, Senior Director for Facilities Planning and Construction, will provide the 2016 Bond Program Construction Update.
Good evening, President. There we go. Good evening, President Stevens.
Thank you.
Dr. Moore and Cabinet. Let's start with Hyburn Elementary School. Obviously, the picture on the right, we're very excited. If you remember, I talked about glass being a worry, and now we have glass installed. So that's very excited to see. In the picture on the left, that's the electricity getting turned on, the permanent electricity getting turned on. So kudos to the linemen. We were very excited to see the line. Picture on the left there is the elevator getting installed. So that's the elevator shaft, and that's a firewall you see in the blue. And then the picture on the right, it's inside and all the lights aren't in yet. So it doesn't show up the best, but that's the wall tile being installed, which means we're getting finishes. That's going very well. And then GP High School, where we're having to relocate roadways. The picture on the left, that's the last bit of work along Old 7th Street. And then, same picture on the right. And in the distance, you can see the batting cage is being relocated for our new career and technology facility there. So that's, you can see that work proceeding. And then just a few more photos showing the actual construction. In the picture on the right, the soil is getting removed for the new soil to come back. And the trees, of course, along Parkside. And then, of course, our welding shops wrapping up here very shortly to get that ready for the next semester would be the best way to say that. So we've got that going. Equipment started showing up today, I believe. So we've got a welding shop equipment there ready to go. And then out for proposals, our Tice HVAC work is out for proposals that get received tomorrow from our contractors. And we have a lot of interest in that. So fingers crossed that goes smoothly tomorrow with that. What questions might you all have?
Sonny, like always, how's the street coming?
Roadways, a little behind schedule, but they've been making up a little ground with all this dry weather, pun intended. So.
You know, I don't want to change churches.
Yes.
You know, I get asked every Sunday, so I try to go to different masses so I can.
Right.
There's a gentleman I want to kind of miss every now and then because he's always. I ain't seen nobody all week. How's it going? I'm like.
The way you install utilities is you start at the outfall and work your way back to the uphill version, if you will. And thank you for your all's patience.
Thank you, Sonny.
Takes a village, right?
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Thank you.
We will now move to the new business. My brain is going faster than my lips. Is there a motion to approve to hire one new position for the 2022-2023 school year?
Wanda Johnson move we approve to hire one new position as presented.
Linda Sherrod, second the motion.
A motion was made by Wanda Johnson and seconded by Linda Sherrod. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve to advance hire up to 50 highly qualified teachers for the 2023-2024 school year during the second semester of the 2022-2023 school year.
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve to advance hire up to 50 highly qualified teachers as presented.
I, Wanda Johnson, second the motion.
There was a motion by Norma Hernandez and seconded by Wanda Johnson. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve adopting the resolution establishing maintenance and operations tax rate of 1.04270 and a debt service tax rate of 0.31148 for a total tax rate of 1.35418 for the 2022-2023 fiscal year?
I, Ramon Garza, move we adopt the resolution establishing maintenance and operation tax rate and a debt service tax rate as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve a board resolution and a 3-year contingent fee contract for the period of November 1st, 2022 through October 31st, 2025 with Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott, LLP for the collection of delinquent property taxes and delegate authority to the superintendent or designee to negotiate and execute contract on the behalf of the district.
I, Ramon Garza, move a board resolution and a 3-year contingent tax fee as presented.
And I, Linda Sherrod, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Linda Sherrod. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. Is there a motion to approve the Texas Education Human Resources Day resolution?
I, Wanda Johnson, move we approve the Texas Education Human Resources Day resolution as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by Wanda Johnson and seconded by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. With respect to the general consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Wanda Johnson, move we approve the general consent agenda as presented.
I, Norma Hernandez, second the motion.
A motion was made by A motion was made by Wanda Johnson and seconded by Norma Hernandez. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. With respect to the construction consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a second vote or take the agenda as is, a separate vote?
I, Ramon Garza, move we approve the construction consent agenda as presented.
I, Wanda Johnson, second the motion.
A motion was made by Ramon Garza and seconded by Wanda Johnson. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. With respect to the financial consent agenda, do we want to remove any item for a separate vote or take the agenda as is?
I, Norma Hernandez, move we approve the financial consent agenda as presented.
I, Linda Sherrod, second the motion.
A motion was made by Norma Hernandez and seconded by Linda Sherrod. All in favor? The motion carried 5-0 with 0 abstentions. The following documents were presented to the board for information. Dr. Sonia Nizey, Chief Financial Officer and Deputy Superintendent for Operational Support, presented donation report for September 2022, 2016 bond program, financial report as of August 31st, 2022, Comparative tax collection report for the period of September 1st through July 31st for fiscal years 2020 and 2021 and 2021 through 2022. Mrs. Elizabeth Layler, Deputy Superintendent for Educational Support and School Administration, presented Early Head Start Policy Council meeting minutes from August 2022. There being no other business before the board at this time, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 6:39 p.m.
Thank you, Amy.